Hello, Capricorn. Happy birthday, friends. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. I'm here to do a reading for, well, we're going to start with 2026, right? So it is a weekly reading, but we will look at Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter in 2026. Let's find out what's going on for you. I just want to say, Capricorn, thank you so much for all the ways that you've loved me this year in 2025. If you're here and you've got a subscription and you stay subscribed and you keep coming back for your clicks and your views, thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate your loyalty, and thank you so much. And for somebody, if you've been here or if you have just got here and you're brand new, please let me know in the comments. I always like to say hello. If you are brand new, I hope you'll stay. And if you do decide to stay, I'm pretty sure you won't be sad that you did. At the end of this video, friends, I'm going to talk about the how to find a private read, also about how to find the extended if you're interested in that. We are doing a 9-card read, and we are talking about 2026. Let's find out what's going on for you, Capricorn. Birthday babies going into January. And let's find out what's going on. Okay, we got 3 that fell. We've got the Ace of Swords. Oh, you know what? You're going to be super clear with what's going down. Yep. You are very clear, Capricorn, about what your future holds. It feels like, and maybe you're not, but I'm talking to someone who is. It feels like someone here is really looking into the future and seeing the future clearly for what it is. It's time for me to start making decisions that are going to work for me, that I'm very honest and truthful and clear about. There is sort of a, you know, the Ace of Swords can be like an awakening, or sort of a, maybe not so much as an awakening as an aha moment or a clarity, a moment of clarity, like, wait a second, how did I let that go on for so long? We've got the 8 of Candles, the 8 of Wands. And so it feels like you are about to take action based on your truth, I'm going to say. Based on whatever clarity you come to, you are going to be opening conversations with people, I feel, going forward. And I feel like you're going to be expressing what exactly it is that your decision-making process is bringing. Because I feel like these 2 wands as they sit here, I feel like it's the planning stage, and then you pull out this Ace of Wands and you put a little bit of action behind it. Now all of a sudden we're headed out into the future. You know, it feels, Capricorn, I want to say that you're already thinking about what do I want life to look like at the end of 2026? Like, you're the one that always is the planner, right? So I feel like you're looking into the future. And I don't think anything's written in stone, understand? But I feel like you're already looking into the future saying, where do I want to be by the end of 2026? I've got to be really clear about what path I'm taking there, and then I need to execute it. Then I need this a big burst forward. So I think for some of you, you're at the 3 of Wands right now, or in the planning stages, 2 of Wands, ready to pick up that 3rd wand here and put a little bit of action into the plans that you've been making here. We've got the 8 of Swords. We've got the 4 of Wands. And we've got the Knight of Swords. So you're being really honest with yourself. I feel like the first people that you end up expressing yourself to, it's probably family and close friends. People that you either live with or people who you've had in your home. I feel like you're going to be clear with those people first about what it is that you're going to be doing going forward into the new year, because the 8 of Swords is here. These people here, I think, are going to get the first clarity from you, but I think these ones are the hardest ones for you to speak with. The ones who maybe aren't going to understand what your plans are for the future, and maybe some of those plans don't include them. The Knight of Swords is here, and I feel like the Knight of Swords looking directly over at the 4 of Wands is telling me, I'm about to just hit them with it. I'm about to just say it, right? I'm about to just sort of roll up on them and let them know exactly what I've been planning for 2026. It feels like you're about to be clear and truthful and honest. We've got 8, 9, 10. Some of them aren't going to like it. Some of them are going to see your independence in your planning stage that doesn't include them. They're going to see it as an act of betrayal. But I'm just going to say, the 4 of Wands being at the center here tells me that you're doing it for reasons of stability and celebration and happiness. 2026 is going to make you happy, Capricorn, instead of you making everyone else happy. We've got the 6 of Pentacles. We've got the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Page of Pentacles. So I think what you're going to do is give them bits and pieces of information. I don't think you're going to lay the whole plan onto these people. I feel like you're going to give them little bits and pieces here. We do have the Six of Pentacles. I feel probably a bit of a master at how you deliver information. And it feels like the way you're about to deliver information is in a very solid and sturdy sort of reciprocal way. Look, you guys can come along with me if you want, but please know that if you decide that this isn't your path, that's okay. It'll be my path. I feel like it is going to put some people in their head. Some people in the family are going to be stuck in the vibration that they're in. So Capricorn, please understand that when you make these decisions and get your clarity and decide to move forward, I feel like you are going to be surprised probably at who the people are who are not going to follow through, who are not interested in making changes in their life. I feel like you are doing this in order to stay in balance. It feels like your hands are full, your life is full. I feel like your life is full, Capricorn, because you tend to do a lot of things for other people. So you're not only doing what's good for you, but you're doing what's good for everybody else. And sometimes that will take over what is good for you. I don't think you're doing that this year or the next year in 2026 here. We've got 9 Pentacles here. You have to find the confidence to be really and totally honest with the people who are in your family, the people who live in your house, the people who are closest to you. I feel like the Four of Wands is here to tell me that maybe you're going to lay it on them probably at some sort of social gathering or a celebration. But I feel like you're about to be, I'm going to say, a little bit brutally honest. But I also feel like with the Page of Pentacles being here, it feels like you're just going to give it to them little bits at a time. I don't think you're just going to blurt out your whole plan, but I think you're going to be very clear about the beginning and what you're doing right now, and with the little bits of information that you're giving them. I feel like you're going to try and make them used to it, get them on stable ground first, and let them understand that this is something that you're doing for you. You're getting your balance. It's time for you to stop overspending in order to just impress everyone else. It feels like you're already planning for the new year. This person is writing in their book, right? You're already planning for the new year. As I said with the Three of Wands, it feels like you're imagining up here and you're actually planning here. So here it feels like you're ready to take action into the future, and here you actually are writing down exactly what you're going to do. Let's put down 2 cards and find out what is under the surface that you can't see here, Capricorn. We've got the Page of Wands. It excites you. Your plans excite you. And we've got the Eight of Cups. I think your plans excite you. I think you're ready to take some small risks here. But I feel like you're ready to do it alone. You're reaching for things that you've never reached for before. And the Eight of Cups is telling me, I'm tired of the same old, same old. I'm no longer going to be hanging around for things that make me settle emotionally, settle in my life. I feel like you are reaching beyond that now. I feel like I could be talking to someone who does a lot of partying or does a lot of socializing. Maybe you go to people's houses. It feels like you are, with these pentacles, they're very serious, very practical, very planned, right? It feels like you're moving out of this energy of just talking about it with friends and family, to actually putting your plan together. And then here, executing your plan and reaching for something you've never reached for before, taking a little small risk of some kind to possibly turn your back on the things that no longer excite you. I'm going to say it's time for excitement. Let's clarify just a little bit. Tell me about this Ace of Swords here. Let's go here first. Actually, okay, yeah. Charlie said maybe the Three of Wands is the place to go first. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the Three of Wands. What are you planning for the future here? What does it look like in the future for you? And I'm not just talking about tomorrow or next week. I'm talking about period. What is your plan for the future? We've got the Two of Swords. To block out the noise is what it looks like. We've got the Three of Swords, and now we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like you are blocking out the noise. And what you're doing is you're deciding where is best to put your time, effort, energy, and money. The King of Pentacles is in the reverse. And I don't think it's because you're experiencing any sort of financial issues. I feel as though this feels like you holding back. It feels like the King of Pentacles energy, of course, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. This is you holding back or looking within. Do I have enough for me? Am I stable? Do I see my own worth? It feels like somebody here is blocking out the noise. The Three of Swords is here because the noise is people are going to be disappointed. People are going to be heartbroken. They see that you are making plans for the future that don't include them. And possibly it is going to make them feel as though you are not interested in being friends with them. We've got 8 and 2 swords is 10, right? I said here that there's 10 swords. They're going to see it as an act of betrayal because you're looking within and doing whatever's best for you. So it feels like you are going to piss some people off or you're going to disappoint others. And it might feel like people are picking sides. I'm just going to say, because we have 2 against 1, I'm just going to say it might feel like people are picking sides. And we have the 5 of Swords here. 5 of Swords is fundamental differences. We're going to have arguments. And although they're probably not all-out brawls, I feel like as you look into the future and you begin to make decisions based on what you have available for capacity, that other people are like, well, what about me? They're used to hooking their sleigh to you and you carrying all the things for them. And you're just not going to be doing that anymore. Tell me about the 8 of Swords, because it feels like there are going to be some people who are going to be in their head about this, but I also feel like this could be you being in your head as well, because the 8 of Swords tells me, I know I have to say it clearly. I know I'm just going to have to blurt it out, and I'm not really sure how to do that. Tell me about the 8 of Swords. What's the advice here? The Hanged Man in the reverse is wait for the moment. Wait for the aha moment where you feel like you can do it, where you do have the answer. Don't go running in there and just blurting anything out. The Hanged Man in the reverse has got their answer. They've got their perspective. So wait until you have your perspective. And I would say don't say anything before you do, because you might have to begin to draw immediate boundaries. You might have to stand up for yourself and say, look, this is exactly what I need to do. I'm listening to my intuition. I've got my answer. I know my perspective, and I know what I'm going to have to sacrifice in order to build the life that I want in 2026. We do have the Page of Cups. There are going to be some people who are going to be really happy for you. The Page of Cheer. And Page of Good Cheer is the Page of Cups. I feel like for some of you, you're going to shock some of the people that you know, because you're the person who is used to giving and overgiving. And I feel like that you always do come to them with a plan, but now your plans are really specifically for you. You're looking inward this time. You're not looking externally. And so I feel like it's going to shock and surprise them that you're putting up boundaries. It's like, I won't be here for every birthday. You know, there's a lot of families who do birthdays every month, and you're like, no, I can't show up every month. I've started a class, or I've decided that I'm going on this new path to learn this new thing, and I have to be in that specific place on those days of the week. It feels like you are drawing boundaries, right? Which is, I can't just give willingly, freely all the time, because it is interfering with what I want for myself. So I feel like this is probably the King of Pentacles in the reverse is like feeling like a little bit off base. I'm going to say that things feel like a little bit up in the air, that you don't really have any stability by which you're solid and grounded to. If everything feels up in the air because all the swords are here, it feels like it's all up in the head here. Tell me about this Knight of Swords. Makes me a little bit nervous, if I'm being honest. Tell me about the Knight of Swords, Gemini energy, right? Tell me about the Knight of Swords. We've got the Page of Swords. We've got the Knight of Wands. And we've got the Six of Swords. It really is an act of bravery. I will say with the Knight of Wands, I feel like with the King of Pentacles in the reverse and the Knight of Wands here, that you're on unstable ground. And why I want to say that is because it feels like this isn't something you've ever done for yourself before. And please don't look at it as being selfish. I feel like you've given enough of yourself, and I feel like this is the next step along on the path of you thinking healthier, being financially healthier, being mentally healthier. We have the Six of Swords here, which is going from the chaotic place and going to the calm. I really love this card because, you know, you go from the chaos of everybody opening gifts and paper everywhere and dinner and visiting, to finally the calm, which is in the car where the kids fall asleep in the back seat. And it feels like, you know, as you're we've got the train here, and it always reminds me of, you know, things that could go off the rails. I'm going to say that maybe things were a little bit off the rails. I feel like you do say something. I feel like you are going to drop some hints. Page of Pentacles, you're going to drop some hints about where you're going to begin. I'm beginning a course. I'm not going to be available this day, and this day because I'm beginning to do things for myself. People don't understand that you're going to be pulling back your energy in order to put more effort, time, and energy into the self. But it feels like here that with the Ace of Swords here, that people, I'm going to say that it feels like they feel like you don't have enough information. They feel like you're doing something quickly, or that you haven't thought about it yet, because the Page of Swords is one who is the student. They feel like you're at the beginning of something that you don't understand, that you're blurting out things that you don't understand, that you can't possibly be able to carry those things through the year. I'm going to say that you are the student. So it feels like some of you are going back to school or taking a course or learning something new. And I feel like it might be to add to your finances, possibly. We have the Six of Pentacles here. But I think that this reciprocal energy is, you're not telling them that you're pulling away completely. You're telling them that you're going to be very specific and very, what is the word? You're going to be very intentional with how you spend your time and who you spend your time with, your time, effort, energy, and money. How you spend your time is going to become something that is very precious to you. Tell me about this, this Two of Pentacles. Let's look at the Two of Pentacles. Tell me what's going to bring you stability here, friend. I feel like it's going to bring you stability, period. I feel like you're done carrying everybody's weight around, and you're going to be doing things that are good for you. Yeah, it does feel like that you are going to be spending time alone. The Hermit energy shows up here with the Six of Cups. And it feels like you used to do this for yourself, but it feels like you got off base. I'm going to say that the Three of Cups tells me that you ended up being more social, or ended up giving into people who are like, oh, come on out with us, come on out with us. And I feel like you ended up not having enough time for you. So I feel like the Two of Pentacles tells me that things need to come back into balance. You need to find your equilibrium again. And the Six of Cups tells me that in the past you used to do that for yourself. And I think that you've gotten away from that. I'm going to say that, you know, these people are important to you. It is important to you to have reunions, to have fun, to have excitement in your life. But I feel like now you're just going to be very specific about how you spend your time. We have the Justice card here. You need to this feels like a calming of the nervous system is what it feels like. It feels like you need to bring things back into harmony, into balance, and calming of the nervous system. I just don't want to be in the Nine of Swords anymore. When you add the sword that is with the Justice card, that is 10. I need to release it because it was just weighing heavy on me. And I don't want to have to be shut off and shut down about what it is, the Four of Pentacles. I just want to be honest about what I require for me. So we're going to go into the extended. We're going to look a little bit further into this, find out what your aha moment was that is making you move forward and where you're going to. And we'll talk a little bit more about how people are going to react to you and what is the first step? What are you doing next? So we'll take a look at what's under the surface and how you're going to be turning your back to something more exciting and something that gives you a little bit of spark. You're reaching for something new. I'm going to go into the extended. If you'd like to be there, please look at the top of the comment section. There is a pinned comment where you can go to the membership area. If you would like to watch at least 4 of these extendeds in a month, you'll get minimum 4, more if you're watching more signs. If you're interested in purchasing this one outright, please do that. There is a link there. And if you are interested in a private read, there is a private read sale for pre-recorded readings that is only on until 11:59 p.m. on the 31st of December. And so my reading for the year. I currently have a yearly reading. My reading for the year will be gone at that time, and I will just go back to the 3-month reads. So if you're interested in any of the packages that I offer, please take the link to Hypsee, go look at my pricing, my packages, and yeah, that's it. I'm going to go to the extended. If you want to be there, Capricorn, then that's where we will be. And I just want to say thank you so much and Happy New Year, my friends. I hope you had a beautiful holiday season, and I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I am always back. Love you guys. Bye.